Welcome to Future Built. As always, we hope this week's episode will help educate, empower, and elevate how you Bluebeam. I'm Ryan, and today I'm joined by a familiar face to Future Built, Stephanie Reichman, where we will talk about our favorite things about Bluebeam. But before that, we're going to hear from a Bluebeam customer in our segment with a little help from Bluebeam. Check out this video.
My role at Rosedin is training field leaders, our foremen, our general foremen, our superintendents, our area superintendents. And what we're talking about is leadership more than we're talking about being the boss. We're talking about people skills. We're talking about the human side of things. And the secondary thing is detailing in Bluebeam and really working through the process of planning.
He's very specific and very detailed. To be able to do the markups we need, to be able to make our own custom tools and lay them down, I mean, it's just, it was mind-blowing, to say the least.
It's important in a lot of cases that the people who are giving them instruction know the world they live in. So this is where I feel like I have a strong advantage is in the leadership side because I've had things go wrong, I've done the wrong things. And the same thing with Bluebeam and detailing and planning is being able to give people the confidence that I can help them get there because I live their life, that I speak their language.
Hi, everybody. I'm joined today by my co-host Stephanie, and we have a very exciting segment for you today, something that we've put together calling the top 10 things that we want you to know about Bluebeam. And we're going to start off with a big one, Stephanie. This is something that I think both of us have dealt with from time to time when we're dealing with customers, and that is what exactly is the difference between Bluebeam and review?
Oh, I love this one. I love we're starting off with just the bang here.
Yeah.
We've heard it so many times, but we're going to unpack it. Hopefully we're the right people to do this.
I think we've at least have dealt with it enough that we both are have our own, kind of nightmares about it. So hopefully we can land somewhere a little more comfortable,
That's fair. Set the record straight.
Exactly. Yeah.
Totally. So the company's name is Bluebeam.
Right.
The product, so the desktop application is called Review.
I see. That makes sense. I wonder why you hear people kind of using Bluebeam as a verb a lot. It's like, I Bluebeamed this to this guy, or we were Bluebeaming or something like that. And when they say that, they mean they're using review, but to them, they're using Bluebeam.
Yes.
Basically.
We don't want to discourage anyone from saying Bluebeam it as a verb, though, because it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. But now we've set the record straight for Bluebeam versus review.
We also hear people kind of say, I'm a Bluebeamer, or we talk about Bluebeamers and stuff like that. And I think that kind of brings us to our next topic, which is community, which is a place that a lot of Bluebeamers hang out. So what is it that you would want them to know about community that maybe they don't, or if you had a chance to tell somebody, what would you say to them?
Yeah, well, I guess we're referring to the user base as Bluebeamers for the rest of the episode.
I like that. Yeah, might as well. Yeah. Let's lean into it.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Yeah. So the Bluebeamers hang out, the cool Bluebeamers maybe.
Right.
The
cool
elite.
Ones.
The elite, yeah.
Right,
but anyone can join. Is Bluebeam community.
That's the nice thing about being a Bluebeamer is it's very easy to become an elite Bluebeamer.
True.
You just have to get involved and there's lots of people that are very excited to talk to you and they all hang out on community and it's a place that you can go and meet like-minded Bluebeamers and talk about tips and tricks and tribal knowledge of how to extract the most out of review and stuff like that.
Yeah. And it's super, super cool that our product teams are in there as well, answering questions. Well, not just product, but other team members as well. They're sourcing ideas for future releases. One of my favorite threads, I think they do them monthly sometimes or usually, are tips and tricks.
Oh, yeah.
Because I always learn something new myself from our users. So that's super exciting. But did you also know that on the community, people are sharing their tool chests?
I was aware of that. And tell me a little bit about these tool chests. You brought up something that maybe somebody doesn't know about. So give me the 411 on tool chests.
What a shame. We're here to set the record straight on all things tool chests. But essentially, if you're creating a markup and you're doing it more than once, you need to be using the tool chest. Essentially, it allows you to store your different markups so you can actually just pull them whenever you need them and not recreate them. Because I don't know about you, but it drives me nuts to adjust all those properties every time.
Oh, don't even get me started about it. The tool chest is a godsend as far as I'm concerned.
Yes.
So much time saved.
Yes. And I used to use it in the industry myself, but something I didn't know until I joined Bluebeam was that recent tool. So the tool chest all the way at the top, that actually has little numbers, and those are keyboard shortcuts.
Oh,
Yeah, so
that is
it's
something good to know.
that one's one of my favorites, and I think always kind of a crowd pleaser. And just like to round out tool chest, like
Mhm.
it's not just for markups. You can also include like stamps, dynamic stamps, which I think are super cool.
JavaScript can be injected into them too. If you have something that's
Yeah.
special you want your stamp to do, it can have JavaScript enabled and stuff. So
Yeah.
that's exciting.
And I feel like, quick disclaimer, like it's simple JavaScript, like not super hard.
Sure.
Not like we need to be like
We're
coders.
not hacking the Gibson here. This
Yeah.
is that's right. Yeah.
It's manageable. It's manageable.
We do have one. We can't go on about tool chest forever, even though we could. But I also want to say that we've recently introduced in the latest version of review an update to the tool chest, which introduces a lot of new features that people have been asking for a long time. And so, if you haven't updated yet, I would encourage you to, so you can get a look at the changes coming to tool chest soon. So,
yeah, that's always a good shout out.
Yeah, want to keep people in the loop. And that, oh my God, I didn't plan that as a segue, but what a great segue. Let's say that you did want to know what was going on new in review, like the tool chest changes we had. We have a program called the Bluebeam Early Access Program, or BEEP. I don't know if that's what it's officially called. It's what we call it behind the scenes. And that is a program where we run tests. They could be beta tests for review. We also have Bluebeam Labs, which is an exciting program where people can come and see prototypes of new products and features that haven't even been released yet. And you can test them out on your machine and see if they work for your workflows and stuff like that. And we are currently recruiting for that. You can see places to do that on the community. We also have Bluebeam.com has links to it. So if you wanted to see what's new and exciting coming new to Bluebeam, I would encourage you to go check out the Bluebeam Early Access Program.
The BEEP.
The BEEP. That's right. Yeah.
We'll make it stick. It's okay.
We'll see. I mean, that name's still being workshopped a little bit, but it's comfortable, I think. So that's why.
Yeah.
I like
So
it.
if you want to join the Beepers.
Yeah. If you're a Bluebeamer who wants to be a beeper at the same time, you can sign up now via community. That's where I would send somebody. So.
That's a really good segue.
Yeah.
That was very masterfully done.
Thank you.
Maybe this feature was once part of a BEEP, but it's now been in the product for a while.
This is a real classic legacy feature that we're talking about next. And it probably has had some beta testing at some point, but it's so deeply ingrained in review that it's been there before my time for sure. So, and that of course is visual search.
Boop, 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 boop.
Air horn sound. Come on.
We need to get that edited in. We don't have a soundboard here. But visual search, this is actually one of my favorite features. I also feel it's my personal responsibility that every single person knows about it.
Right.
So when we were talking about 10 things that Bluebeam users should know, there was no way visual search was not making that list.
Much like the tool chest, it's such a time saver. It's such a thing where you could be tediously doing something over and over again. And when you discover visual search, it's just like, oh my God, this is going to save me 2 hours a day probably, or something like that.
Yes. Visual search, for people who maybe aren't aware, essentially, we all have known and loved searching documents for text, but visual search allows you to search the document for a particular image. So it's particularly useful for like any type of tag, like a window tag or a door tag, or you're trying to find like a section or something.
Right.
It's super popular across just a page or an entire document. Something I actually didn't know until I joined the company was you can actually take your search results and apply a count to them.
Yeah, that's true.
You can highlight them and you can hyperlink them to something else.
Yeah, it's an extremely powerful tool. And if somebody didn't know about it, I think that them learning about it would just be like, would make their year probably.
Huge.
How exciting it is. Yeah.
Huge.
Sure.
And I would love to hear from any user who uses this after they listen to this episode. Maybe they can drop us a note in the community and tell us how much time they saved.
Yeah.
I would love to know.
And if they had any suggestions about maybe how it could be better, maybe we could roll an update to visual search of some kind into the BEEP at some point, And so they're getting in the ecosystem, they're using the community, they're using visual search, all these things they've learned about in this video, they're leveraging, and that's great. Yeah. But let's say that somebody was starting out. They're in college. They haven't used review. They're not really, they know that they will at some point, and they want to get started. If you were in that position,
Yeah.
what is there something that you could do to get started with review? Something like, what am I searching for?
The academic program?
The academic program. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
almost as if you helped come up with this list and you knew that was what I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, I feel like I was definitely queued up there. I got the
Yeah.
inside scoop for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, the academic program, I feel like if maybe someone's listening, they don't have a license and they're a student,
Yeah.
you just need to look up our academic program. You can get a free license and start playing around with visual search.
Yeah.
A lot of construction management and civil engineering programs, they usually have like a scheduling and estimating course.
Yeah.
And you
You
could
could get a head start if you
Yeah.
had all that at your fingertips.
you'd be like a little wizard and you would finish your project way faster than anyone else, and your accuracy might be a little better.
Right. And if just to be clear, you can get a license for review if you have a .edu email. That's kind of how you would get involved with the academic program. Is that
Correct. And that would be for either students or for staff as well.
Mhm.
So if any instructor is listening to this and they're interested in incorporating the use of Bluebeam within their classroom, they're able to sign up for a license and get started. Maybe we can talk about how to support not just students and instructors, but really any user that wants to kind of level up their skills.
Mhm.
Maybe we should just talk about some of the like support articles or the different resources that they have available to them.
Right. I think that if you are a person who is using review, you never stop learning. There's always something more that you can find out. And we have a lot of great resources for somebody that did want to kind of level up their ability to use review. We have things like Bluebeam University. We have things like our webinars that we host where people can come and learn about a specific feature or tool or something like that. And all of these are available via bluebeam.com. You can go and learn more about that. And it's definitely a way for you to make sure that you're learning about what's new, but also you're learning about maybe features that have existed for a long time that you just weren't aware of, and you can, increase your skill and become more productive, through those tools.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, one of the things we hear most often, I'd say directly from customers, is that they are only scratching the surface.
Right.
So if someone out there is feeling that same way, maybe these are a couple of resources that they can go to start leveling up.
And we have a great training team. All those people that work on that team are friendly and informative. And I really think that if it was something that you were interested in and you took the time to dig into that a little bit, you would definitely reap the rewards, because there's a lot of great features out there for you to take advantage of.
Yes. I've been so impressed with Bluebeam University and just the level of like the features coming out and just the way it's all packaged.
Yeah.
I think everyone's a busy professional, and sometimes it can be really hard to carve out the training that is actually helpful, because you want to make sure you're going to learn the right stuff.
Yeah.
So now there's actually onboarding by role, which has been really, really exciting to make sure that it's super targeted to the feature sets that are actually helpful to an individual's work.
Right. You're not going to waste time learning about a feature that you would never use in your role. You can really focus in on the stuff that you need to do and take it from there and be successful. So it's really exciting.
Yeah. One of the features actually that I learned about from my onboarding, because we actually onboard our own users using Bluebeam University. I was a review user myself, but there are still different things, a bunch of things I didn't know. I certainly was only scratching the surface. So one of the features that I learned about through Bluebeam University was overlay pages. Have you used that?
I have used it. I have never used it as a professional, but it's definitely something that in terms of beta testing and kind of when I was in QA, we would test it and stuff. So I'm definitely familiar with it, but I would defer to you and your professional knowledge of why you would think, like, tell me about overlay pages from that point of view.
Yeah, absolutely. So the more traditional workflow with overlay pages is essentially taking 2 pages, you overlay them kind of like a light table, so they colorize each different drawing and show you the differences and the similarities. So it's a great way if you're getting a revision of how you can see what has actually changed across the different drawings.
Yeah.
So that's, I would say, the more traditional method that people are utilizing. I did actually have a customer call not too long ago where someone mentioned using overlay pages to do coordinations.
Interesting.
So they were actually overlaying like an AV drawing with the electrical drawing with a bunch of other things.
Like HVAC or whatever else might be incorporated.
To create one drawing for their super. instead
that's a
of
really
like
good
10.
use for that. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was really interesting because like we really talk about it showing the differences, but in this case, they were kind of using it as like a super lightweight coordination tool, which was just like the most exciting use case.
Which could help you kind of visualize, we kind of need to make an adjustment here or whatever, right? And everything is kind of in one place. That's a really great use for that.
And their superintendent was saving just a ton of time instead of like having to look at like 6 different drawings and trying to figure it out. He was able to go to like the electrical box one time, do all the work he needed to do, and then keep moving on.
Right.
It was just really, really exciting.
That's great. We should get him on the show and get a demo of that at some point.
Yeah.
I think that would be fun.
That would be really cool to dig into with them for sure.
So, all right, we've got a few more things that we wanted to get to, but I feel like we can't do this list without including a little bit about how Bluebeam allows you to collaborate with your coworkers. And specifically, I wanted to talk a little bit about studio. So like studio projects and studio sessions. I think that when people think about working with drawings and marking up drawings, it can be sort of a solo activity, and some people have applications that they use where they are just using it by themselves. But one really powerful aspect of working with Review and Studio and some of our solutions is the fact that you can take that kind of process of marking something up, and you can do it in collaboration with your coworkers, and it really helps to kind of drive that sense of productivity because you're able to connect that together. I don't know if I'm sort of yabbering away about how great Studio is, but I don't know if you have any thoughts about that yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. It's actually funny because I was actually part of a team that brought that to a general contractor I was working at during the pandemic. So it was the perfect kind of use case scenario where everyone's working separately, but we need to be able to see what other people are doing.
Yeah.
And when you think about the more traditional way of like laying out a set of plans and maybe everyone's in the room together and hopefully
everybody's got their colored pencils.
Everyone's got their color and then some unfortunate soul needs to decipher everyone's handwriting.
Right. Yeah.
And that to me has always, if you're the person that needs to do that, that is a challenging job.
Yeah.
And then to have to go back to someone, and especially if it's an executive, and say, excuse me, like, I don't know how to read your hieroglyphics.
Your scribbles.
Yeah. So I think that has been like Studio and the ability to say, let's empower you to make your markups online. Right. You can see each other's markups too, which I think is so exciting in that, we all see the same mistake or the same issue. And instead of each of us like spending the time to identify it, make the markup, and then someone needs to bring all those together, we know that, like Ryan already did that.
It's already there.
Move on. Let's go to the next thing. So I think the ability to collaborate in that way is just so powerful for so many different reasons. But then you're also kind of tying back to the tool chest. You're able to set certain standards so that you can communicate with your team using not just words, but also visuals through your markups, which is just such a powerful, extension of the workflow.
So for like company standardization that you can share with everybody, and it really just makes your work much easier to do and much easier to share with the people that you work with, which is a powerful, way of working.
Absolutely. And just a call out, it doesn't necessarily have to be internal team members. You can also share it with other companies, people with and without licenses, which I think is really, really sick.
I mean, that's true. We're not locking it down. It's open for people to share and collaborate. And that's extremely exciting. Yeah. We've got one last one that I want to touch on before we go. And this is a big one. I wanted to talk a little bit about Unbound.
Ooh.
So for those of you who have been longtime Bluebeamers, you may have gone to XCon in the past, which was a user conference that Bluebeam ran. Maybe I think the last one we had was in 2019 or something like that. And these were very exciting opportunities to meet with fellow Bluebeamers, to meet with people from the company, and kind of learn about what was happening new. We always had great keynote speeches where people would talk about like what was coming up next and new. And I think that Unbound it's all of those things, but it's even more. It's expanding beyond that, so that's the kind of name kind of ties into that. And so I definitely would want people to know a little bit about Unbound. I don't know if you have anything that you're excited about Unbound or doing an Unbound or saying about it.
Yeah, we do a lot of virtual calls, so I think it's always really exciting when we meet people outside their little boxes.
Yeah.
So I think that's always really exciting, and I think there's a certain type of energy when not only the Bluebeam team gets together, but when the Bluebeam team gets to interact with our users.
Yeah.
And I think that energy, that's what the company really feeds off.
Yeah.
That's our legacy really at this point. So I think the opportunity for all of us to be in the room, like we're all fired up about that opportunity. So we're looking forward to meet some people there.
It's definitely something that we have missed. And I think that the opportunity for it to come back is something that everybody is very excited about. And so it's definitely something that I would want somebody to know about. If they took one thing away from this conversation, it would be that. So
it'd be Unbound.
Yeah.
This was a pretty awesome list though.
Yeah, I agree. Every one of these, top to bottom, everyone was a showstopper, so I appreciate you coming by and talking about this with me. And, we will see you shortly, I'm sure, and we'll have more to chat about. But thanks.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah,
thanks for having me.
All right. Well, that was 10 things to know about Bluebeam. We hope that you learned something new and you'll take that with you in your day-to-day as we work together and collaborate to make the world a better place.
This is Review in 2. Welcome back. My name is Ashley Cox. I'm a software trainer here with Bluebeam, and I'm here to train Jacob how to use Review in 2 minutes. Jacob, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, set the timer.
All right.
All right, so today we're talking about tool sets, and what you need to know is that the typical workflow of a markup is you're going to place the markup, you're going to edit the properties of that markup, which we've done here already, and then you're going to save it in the tool set so you can use it over and over again without having to reset those properties.
Okay.
So where you're going to go is to the tool chest, and you'll see that I didn't reset it. So all of the things are not in their spot. All right, so there they are now. And if you have these tool sets open and you don't want to see them, you can easily close them by unchecking them, just clicking them one time. From there, you can go create a new tool set. So you'll click Manage Tool Sets, and you'll get this Manage Tool Sets menu. You can either import a tool set that somebody else has created and have all of their tools, or you can hit Add and give it a title, and then hit OK. This is going to take you into your C drive to save. You don't have to save it in the C drive. You can save it anywhere if you want it to be somewhere easier to access. You'll hit Save and then hit OK, and now you have a tool set ready to use. Now there's 3 ways to get a tool into that tool set. You can drag and drop from recent tools. You can go into the tool you want to use, and up in the Properties toolbar, you'll see there's a drop-down, and you can choose Add to Tool Chest. Or you can right-click the tool, choose Add to Tool Chest, and then choose the tool set that you want.
Cool.
Any questions?
I noticed you have these tool sets still set up. What do those do?
My Tools is going to give you a keyboard shortcut that's a number. And then Recent Tools is going to be the last tools you had open since you closed Review.
Got it.
Cool. Well, that was Review in 2. Thank you for coming, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you for watching Future Built. I hope you learned something new about Bluebeam today through my conversation with Stephanie. Remember to subscribe to Bluebeam on YouTube, follow us on Instagram and LinkedIn, and learn more about that in-person global conference at unbound.bluebeam.com. If you've enjoyed this episode, let us know at community.bluebeam.com. We'll see you next time.